Hello, my name is Rainer Hanekamp. This is Engineers with the latest updates from the Angular community every week. Analog.js is a meta framework for Angular. It was created by Brendan Roberts and was now released in version 2. A meta framework extends a front-end framework with backend capabilities, like running data fetching or data processing on the server. It also brings convention-based routing that follows the file system, plus several higher-level features you normally know from frameworks like Next.js or SvelteKit. Apart from being a meta framework, and where Analog really stands out, is its integration of Angular into Vite. React, Vue, Svelte, and many other frameworks have a Vite plugin, which means Vite can build it. Angular has its own builder, which runs the Vite dev server. It also uses ESBuild like Vite, but it is not a Vite plugin, and that has consequences. There is a huge ecosystem around Vite that you can leverage if you are part of Vite, so you need to have a Vite plugin. And that is exactly what Analog is doing. It provides a Vite plugin for Angular. Analog.js 2 comes with additional features. It also has a deeper integration of the resource functions. No week without news about the upcoming SignalForms. Debouncing is definitely one of the most wished features for signals. Debouncing for signals would mean that if the signal is about to set a new value, it waits for a predefined time, and if within that time period no new value arrives, it just takes on the old one. We use debouncing especially for auto-completion or for asynchronous validation, so quite often in forms, because we don't want to send an HTTP request on every keystroke of the user, but only if the user pauses. It was often said that debouncing belongs to events, like the debounce operator in RxJS. But since signals represent state, not events, putting debouncing into signals seems wrong. And since RxJS should become optional, does this mean that we now have to write our own debounce functions? Of course not. Debouncing will land, but not for the signals, but for SignalForms. A debounce function will be available in the form schema, where we can define validation rules and timing. Quite fitting to debouncing, Andrew Scott, member of the Angular team, published an article where he discusses testing without fake async and wait for async. These are two functions that don't work in a zoneless world anymore, so we have to look at some alternatives. Andrew starts by explaining the current situation. Today we rely on fake timers or mock clocks. These allow us to tweak the date, control asynchronous tasks, or simply move time forward. Andrew also highlights the challenges that we have with these approaches. We cannot mock native asynchronous tasks like promises, so very often we have to mix async await together with the mocking functions. Very often we also need to know exactly how far we should advance in time, which can feel like an implementation detail. If a feature uses a debounce time, for example, I don't always want to know the exact duration just to write a test. Andrew closes with an outlook on potential upcoming features. For example, an automatic clock, which can automatically move forward in time, and we in the test don't have to do anything. All of it would happen under the hood. The Angular team is collaborating with existing testing frameworks on this topic, and more improvements are to be expected. And that's it. I wish you a nice week. See you in the next episode. Goodbye.